Well, the video for June 4th, 2017 is entitled, Is God Able to Respond? The question often comes to mind as I ponder the mess in which we find ourselves on earth at this time. The question is, who is responsible? Many say that we are. Nevertheless, an objective person would realize that we have significant limitations in our ability to effect positive change in a world that seems to have gone mad. Come on, folks. Can we not see that the most diabolical beings, whether human or otherwise, seem to be in control of our governments and the corporations that rule the world through the fake money system? Even our religions, in many cases, have been incorporated and are either complicit or at least compliant. What will it take to redeem the world? Or is it even possible to fix the mess? Last night, I attended a discussion group, and once a month, basically, the first Friday of each month, we have an open discussion in which we discuss things. And the question last night was about God. What do we feel God is? And some of the ideas were a little bit surprising to me, especially the one from a longtime friend who used to be an atheist and became a believer in God, but he expressed that he believes God is some kind of master computer. Now, several people in the group, or at least a number of people, expressed that how could God be mechanized like a computer? We see a computer as something that is mechanized, and other people, I don't believe God is mechanized. I believe God has to be, I don't know if God is completely tangible or not, as we think of tangibility, but I don't think that God is a non-person. And person is even not it's legally the wrong word to use, because person is a legal term. We know that. But in any case, other people suggested that God is just, neither positive nor negative. It's just energy. And I think there were a couple of people that expressed that idea. I still think, and want to believe anyway, that God is an actual being that has an actual plan, I hope. And I'd like the attributes of omnipotence, omniscience, and omnipresence to be real. That God actually permeates everything and actually has the power to turn things around. Why things would have been allowed to go on as long as they have, and all the crimes against life itself, it seems, to be perpetuated for millennia, is beyond my comprehension. But nevertheless, I have to keep coming back, and over the past year plus, I have really been questioning what my belief is. I mean, is God real? And if he's real, and I use he, and I don't mean that God is masculine, because I believe that God is both masculine and feminine. It's not either or, it's both and. And lots of things are both and. But I have to ponder, over the past year, is God even real? And if God is real, can God respond to the situation? Can God actually influence the situation? Can God actually correct the problems that we have here on earth, where the most diabolical of beings seem to have been allowed to be in charge of a planet? And how many other planets is this true of? How many other civilizations, whatever they may be? How is it true that there's diabolical elements that run other civilizations too? Are there any civilizations in the universe where good actually reigns? And when I say good reigns, I don't mean it in the sense of controlling everything. I mean, good to me is free will, and free will is not to be violated. And I'm talking about humans. I'm not talking about animals. I'm not talking about plants. Everything has feelings. I know that. Everything has the capability of responding. But the question that I keep coming back to, is God able to respond? And if God is able to respond, then he is responsible. Now, we are able to respond somewhat to situations in our life, but I mean, after watching the thing with about Hitler that was the previous video, I realized how malevolent forces, including Winston Churchill and Dwight Eisenhower and others that we think of as Western heroes, they were horrific what they did to the Germans. They were horrific. But bear in mind too that people from the United States, from England, from various parts of Europe, from parts of Asia, were actually involved fighting side by side with the so-called Nazis. And the Nazis were not bad people. And Hitler was trying to correct some of the things that were obviously wrong, that he realized in his early life that were out of whack, and he tried to correct them. In Germany, when he got rid of the monetary system in Germany and allowed Germany to create its own system, they were the most thriving nation on earth after the First World War. And in the early years of Hitler, he turned it around. He built the Autobahn, and he put the people back to work, and he gave people hope again. But of course, the bankers didn't like that. Now, is God able to respond, or what is God's role in regard to the bankers, to the international bankers that have created this monetary system of enslavement? What's God going to do about that? What can God do? You know, I'm asking questions. I'm not giving you answers, because we've all got to ask these questions. And we need to ask them of whatever God is, whatever the Creator is. We need to, and to me, from my point of view, insist that the Creator respond to the situation and bring remedy. There is no remedy in the plan and in the mindset of the Illuminati or the elite, or whatever you want to call this cabal that seems to run things. They do not have anything other than control. That's the only thing. We want to control. We're losing control because people are waking up. How do we fix this? And will God respond? Is God even capable of responding? Is there even a God? I believe there is. If there isn't, why am I here? Because all of my life, the purpose has been to manifest the kingdom of heaven on earth. That's been my goal all my life consciously since I was a teenager and was able to articulate it somewhat. But throughout my life, that has been the driving force. Is that all in vain? Does it mean nothing? What questions I am bombarded with, but are we not all capable of asking the same questions? And what's our answer? I hope we can find the love in our hearts and the realism in our spirits to address the problems and do things that positively will correct them. Anyway, my time is up. Thank you for listening, and namaste.